So welcome to the Whaley podcast. This is our first podcast, but this is take two.
Take two.
So what happened with the first round, Jay?
So we record our audio into Logic and it crashed.
Yeah.
I was able to watch it the whole day with the rest of the family, but when it got to hour one, no deal.
Which was supposed to be the intro. So we're a week later, so we're recording it again, and hopefully we can remember some of the things that we said that was profound. Actually, it was life-changing.
It's probably the best things I've ever said in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a week to the day.
Yeah.
And to the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do these on Thursdays now. We're going to try and make that routine, habit. And then we both have teaching. We do private tuition.
Yeah.
And we do that on Thursdays at 3. So we've got till 3.
Yes. So what's the idea behind what we're doing? Why are we doing this?
Good question. Play, I think. The majority of it. I personally have been in audio production since I was 16, so half my life. And I've done some shoots, commercial stuff for Cathay, stuff like that. So I've been around the world and of video and audio production. So why not have a stab at it, put it into action and play around a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as far as why this podcast, the Whaleys.
Yeah.
We have to live with them.
we are them.
Yeah, we have to work with them. So they're interesting to us.
Yeah.
So why not use that as the content?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons, which we spoke about last week, to get this going is to play, it's to learn, it's to iterate. But we don't have anything down packed. We're making mistakes. Last week was an example of that. It was just many mistakes.
For anyone that's going to watch, that will be commonplace.
Yeah. So what the idea behind it, which was discussed, was and this is Jordan Peterson's idea, start it, do it badly, and then it's, as you were saying, it's much easier to edit than it is to create. So create something badly, get it going, and then you can tweak it and play with it as you go along.
Exactly, yeah. That's his advice to all his students at university. I watched a few of his lectures. Do it badly. It's such profound, good advice.
So we did it badly. And our default back position, our safe position, was that if it's bad, we could just delete it.
Yeah.
But we didn't even have that opportunity.
We did that for ourselves before knowing it, yeah.
So who are the Whaleys?
How far back are we going? Did you ever see our family tree?
I can't remember seeing it. I remember it was there, but I don't remember any details about it.
The first mention of Whaleys is somewhere in the middle of England.
Yeah.
Around 1066.
Really? Battle of Hastings type?
Yeah, they had land after that battle.
Really?
Yeah. And we had an extra L.
Okay, the Wallies.
Yeah, so we had an extra L and land, and now
we have no land. Barely one L.
Yeah. So yeah, they had a whole bunch of kids through the ages, and then ended up with a guy called Keith.
Okay.
Who grew up in Kenya, and Nikki from the Grouses. They had us in Zimbabwe, South Africa.
Yeah.
Moved to England. Now we're in Hong Kong doing things.
Yeah.
That's us, basically.
So there's Keith, Siobhan, mum and dad.
Yeah.
Then there's Sean.
Eldest.
Seamus, the middle one. Jaden, the youngest. And then Seamus and Esther.
Seamus and
wife,
Esther.
They have 2 kids, Judah and Isaac.
Yeah.
And then Sean and Bonnie, me and Bonnie.
With Sammy.
They have little Sammy, who's 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months old.
And then there's me and Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's all of us.
No kids.
One question we asked Esther last week that I thought she answered really well was, who are the Whaleys to you?
Yeah.
Who are the Whaleys to you?
Oof.
I was confounded by her answer because I thought, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. They're kind of like the problem and the solution, you know?
Yeah. More problem than, no, hopefully more solution than problem.
It's home. It's the place you feel safe, you know?
Yeah.
Those are the people you could say anything to.
Yep.
which is one of the strange things about doing this, is because you can't say anything to anyone.
Not in these days.
And we're talking to each other, which is dangerous because we could talk about anything and have our real opinion on it.
Which is why this is not live.
Yeah, which we can edit. But yeah, they're kind of that sounding board. They're the people that will really give you a kick up the ass when you're not on track.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so like a real life sounding board. That's who they are to me anyway. Especially being the youngest, right?
Yeah.
I think for you, they're probably slightly different. People to lead and stuff like that. For me, they're...
I don't know. I never thought about it from our different perspectives.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it until last week. I think you asked Esther the question.
Yeah.
Or maybe Seamus asked, I don't know. And it hit me as like, oh, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I think we're like problem solvers.
Okay.
Like we take...
So it's less about who you are within that. It's more about what they are.
But again, maybe
Yeah.
that's just my filter. Maybe that's my perception.
Yeah.
And so I filter the world through that way. So I see that quality
Yeah.
of us.
So Esther's going to be after us, but I think she did she mentioned problem solving, right?
Did she? I can't.
I think her well, you'll see what her answer is.
Yeah, we'll remind ourselves of what the answer is. But I think that is a quality that we can do anything, and we can do anything with nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's the position we're in today, where even the fact that we've never done podcasts and stuff, we've developed an ability to learn. That's a big thing. And we've put ourselves in positions to be fools, to be the idiot, to be the bottom of the heap, and then figure stuff out and become useful in those situations. And so this is a culmination of some of those skill sets.
Yeah. If you're talking about us in the world, as a business, we have a mission statement, which is screw the system.
Yep.
Serve the people. So in line with that, I mean, it's very education based as well, right? We'll teach ourselves how to do something so that we don't have to go through the system of how other people have to do it. So yeah, I think that if you're describing who we are out in the world, that's the mission statement. Screw the system is very much built into it.
Yeah. And it's not that we're rebellious against the system for that sake, but we don't have to adhere to every little element that sheeple often adhere to.
Yeah.
So often we'll have people come to us in the education type businesses, and they'll say to us, oh, the school's saying this, and the school is telling me I have to do this, and I don't want to do it, but that's what they're saying. And then we'll say, do you really have to do that?
Yeah.
Is the kid really lower on the IQ scale, or does he just have an IQ that's different?
Yeah.
And does he have a different skill set? And we're able to use those opportunities to change, really change people. So we don't have to adhere to the system.
Yeah.
Which is a big quality. I think people find...
I think when we were coming up with that, it was Rob Bell. That's what I was listening to at the time. He was talking about third option thinking.
Yes.
With Jesus specifically.
What is third option thinking?
So rough memory. This was like 3 years ago we came up with
maybe longer than that, 6 years ago maybe.
Our mission statement, but something along the lines of turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Is the third option. The other two options are just take it.
Yep.
And fight back. But what Jesus' advice was in that situation was to turn the other cheek, which people often think is just take it, but it's not. It's actually when a slave, a Jewish person in those days, turned the other cheek, the person that was hitting them, generally a Roman, would have to then hit them with the front of their hand rather than the back of their hand. And that is a sign that you are now on the same level as me.
I'm equal.
So Jesus wasn't saying roll over.
Yeah.
He was saying put yourself in a position where now if they're going to hit you, they have to be your equal.
I like that.
So think outside the box. Have a third option. You're not always... The world often seems like we've got these two options.
Yeah.
Fight or flight or whatever it is. But often you can, from an outside perspective, have a third option. So that screw the system is we don't want to adhere to these two things.
Yeah, we don't want to just assume that the options given to us are correct. We can make other options.
Yeah.
We can go around. Yeah.
Especially today, right? You've got access to everything. If you've got the willingness to put the time in and to learn it and to maybe not make money from it.
Yeah.
There's so many better things you can make from that.
Yeah.
With that third option. So I think that's where our it's not where ourselves came from, but it's where our mission statement, how we defined that.
Yeah.
Because I think that already resonated with us, obviously. With Keith and Nikki's stories, which will be coming up later, like moving countries, and they always found the other option, the next option.
Yeah.
They raised us in a very different way to, I mean, they grew up in churches.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've met many kids that grow up in churches, but they often
They
don't
usually
turn
messed
out
up.
the best.
Yeah, that's right.
So just as well, they had third options.
Yeah.
Or they created them.
Yeah, and there was a lot of pressure put on them to conform to certain
Mm.
ideologies, and they were very screwy of those systems.
Yeah.
They were very against the grain with outside influences and forcing themselves on
Mm.
them. So yeah, we're definitely a result of that, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah, you're asking who are we? I think that's a big determining factor.
Yeah.
I think that's all the setup to who we are, but what do we do is probably also a good
So we're a family
way to
business.
take that. Yeah.
We have different, we do a few different things, but the main thing we do is education. We have different outlets for that. We're based in a little town in the middle of Hong Kong.
Yeah, fishing village.
Yeah, really is a fishing village.
Yeah.
And we do education in that style. We serve schools, we serve parents and students. We also serve people who don't want to be in the education system, which we're well fitted for. Then we also have an import business, which you
Yep.
run.
South African shop.
And I mean, we have different skill sets. Like mom's very artistic, dad's very bright, but also very hands-on. So he builds stuff. Most of this place was
Yeah.
built by him. We all painted it. We all figured stuff out. We all sourced stuff.
Yeah.
We're not interior designers at all, and you can tell, but we did the best that we could for it.
Yeah, I think that answers like what we've done up till now, and then what we're doing now is this building.
Yeah.
Which no one knows about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you said Keith did a majority of the work here.
Yeah.
And the rest of us, it was you, Seamus, me, Keith, and then a few extra people at different times.
Yeah.
Getting involved. But basically, we've got a 4,000 square foot building, and that's what we've been setting up for the last few months. We're sitting in the studio that I've been building for the last 4 months right now. That's where we're recording.
Yeah.
So that, as far as what we do now, that's the majority of our time, right?
Yeah.
Seamus is working with Soko, a local charity. He's bringing them into this big hall building. We've had them once or twice before.
Yeah.
And they're setting up another one, doing summer camps and stuff like that with the education.
Yeah, these people are from the poorest place in Hong Kong.
Sham Shui Po.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of these kids have had it really rough.
Yeah, if you ever see cage dwelling, like there's documentaries on cage dwelling in Hong Kong, basically they take 100 square foot flat and then put cages so that they can fit 5 or 6 people into that tiny space. So these people are coming from that area.
Yeah.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
Which is the whole ethos of what we're currently doing, is that the bigger picture is we want to be doing things we're passionate about.
Yeah.
We like money's great, but it's not our driving force. And so we've done some hard graft. We've done a lot of things we haven't enjoyed
Yeah.
for the sake of surviving
Yeah.
and getting a bit of cash behind us so we can put that all into things that we're passionate about. So that's why this studio exists, is because you're passionate. And there's a few of us who are passionate about media and music and all that stuff. So this exists. But we're also passionate about helping people. That's just, we can't change our colors.
That's it.
Who we are. We've always done that. We've always had homeless people in the house and helping schizophrenics and
we're talking
helping
about that yesterday.
druggies and that's just
that's what we inherited.
yeah, whether it's right or wrong, that's who we are.
That's who we are. Yeah.
So when we're looking at how to set this place up and what we want to do with it, there's no way we wouldn't do something like that.
It was a driving factor, right? Space, something different. Again, screw the system of Hong Kong. So Hong Kong has to be small because land is so expensive.
Yep.
So we said, let's get something big, and we can bring these people from small places to experience this kind of like bigness, this different way of seeing the world.
Yeah.
A different option.
And we didn't buy it, we didn't buy it, we rent it as some A-grade building with some professionals who did it all and just throw millions at it. We just did it ourselves. We took a blank canvas, worse than a blank canvas.
Worse than a blank canvas.
Leaks and holes and lack of windows and just issues.
Yeah.
And we made it into something from that.
Yeah.
So
it was a horror film set to begin with.
yeah, it was. We literally had hornets in the place. And
yeah.
So we're very happy with it. And whilst it might not look the same as a A-grade building, it's affording us the opportunity to do what we really want to do.
Yeah.
So
for sure. So if we're talking about who we are as what we do, that's what we're doing currently.
Yeah.
And then the latest, most up-to-date iteration of that is this podcast.
Yeah. Do you know what this podcast is going to be?
I was just about to ask you that.
I think that in our discussions, we don't have an agenda other than just a platform to express our thoughts.
Yeah.
Whether nobody listens to us or everybody listens to this, we are valuing the fact that we get just to chat.
Yeah.
Document where we're at this point.
Yeah.
Have a dedicated, disciplined, calendared appointment, because in 60 years' time, who's going to remember Keith and Siobhan, or who's going to remember Sean or Jade or whatever? And so having this is
almost
it'll
like
be
a
interesting.
resource for Sammy or something.
Yeah,
or Judah or Isaac. Yeah.
But then also in the articulation process, it helps us to process ideas, thoughts, conflicts.
Yeah.
I just think it's a healthy.
So you think there's value in people watching that for themselves? Then how we would have to deal with a conflict?
I hope so, but I don't care.
Okay.
I hope that there's value there. We're not banking on this.
No.
No one needs to watch this.
No.
Not even us. I'm enjoyed the fact that we just set up cameras this morning and played with tech things and bought equipment and stuff. That for me is enough.
Yeah.
It's almost like this is redundant, but I think there's some value in it for us. And if others get value, fantastic.
That's a bonus.
And that's a powerful position to be in. That's why we all think, and we consume a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan probably being the primary one for a lot of people.
Yeah. Podfather.
The Podfather. I like that. Is that a real thing? Do people call him the Podfather?
Yeah, I
They
think
should.
the original guy that created podcasts was called the Podfather. But Rogan is the current Podfather for sure.
But I think he would have been in a lot of trouble if he was dependent on certain platforms or media outlets or some bankroll. The fact that he's completely independent is a powerful model. So this is not for money. This is just
for sure.
We want to express some of our own thoughts, explore them, conflict over them.
So do you see us talking about anything and everything?
I'm very jittery.
Yeah.
There's some just controversial topics that I think
having a view on anything at the moment is going to be tough, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we do need to make a choice at some point, whether to have an opinion or not. And it's going to be pretty boring if we don't.
Yeah, I was thinking of just getting
today
who the family is out there, but I think inevitably, because we do talk about anything and everything, nothing's off limits, we will head into that territory.
That's what I wanted to hash out on this. In the back of my head, I was thinking either we're going to, this is an introduction, but in the future, either we're going to talk about stuff or we're not. And it's a dangerous time to have any opinion.
It's dangerous if you've got something to lose.
True.
And I think we are adverse to conflict.
Yeah.
We try and stay away from lawyers and this issue and that. We would rather take a small hit than get into a conflict over something that means something to someone else that doesn't mean that much to us, one way or the other. And so that is our default. But I think truth is truth independent of us.
Sure.
But it might be nice to play with some truth.
Yeah. So we would try to attack it from that standpoint. If we were to have a conversation about something, we're going to have an honest conversation about it.
Yeah.
Be honest about our biases as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know about you. I'm pretty sure it's the same, but sometimes I'll chat to some of my older students about politics. I chatted to someone yesterday.
Yeah. Who
would you vote for, Biden or Trump? Oh, no, Trump's an idiot. Biden's the guy. And then, well, why? And just question them on what are her thoughts? Why are his thoughts that way?
Yeah.
And then mention some, whatever his position is, mention some contradictory facts just to see, just to push the idea around.
So I think we got that from Nikki's dad, Des.
yeah. He enjoyed nothing more than...
I do the exact same thing in my lessons.
Really.
I like being the chameleon who can jump from pro-Trump to pro-Biden just to get to get the reason why. Like,
Yeah.
where is this base thought coming from?
Yeah.
Um,
So it's not to defend a position or attack it.
we
it's
can't vote in American elections. Who
just, yeah,
cares?
it means nothing to us. Yeah.
But it's nice to know how people are informed and how they construct their opinions, or how their opinions are constructed for them.
And we do that to each other a lot.
Yeah.
The whole family does. We'll take even if we know we agree, we'll take a differing position just to test it,
Yeah.
just to play with it,
Yeah.
which I think a lot of people are uncomfortable about. And people are uncomfortable about, like I chatted to some people a couple months ago about marriage, and I was saying, well, really, is marriage a...
I remember.
do
I
you
was
mean
there.
it?
Yeah.
And people started to get very uncomfortable. And I'm married. I got the kid. I got the white picket fence. Like, I'm all for it. But I just took the position, what is the basis for marriage? Why not just get a prostitute?
Yeah.
You know, get a prostitute, get a helper, get someone who can make you a lot of money, and just set up your marriage like that.
You said this in a room full of husbands and wives,
Yeah,
average age of about 60,
Yeah.
maybe.
Super traditional. And I'm living my life like they would
Like they are.
tell you to live it, but just to explore the idea.
Where's the foundation of this principle? you
And
know?
the fun thing was that people got uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I just think we're just exploring it.
Yeah.
Let's play with it.
If you
I'm not-
truly believe in your idea, like, you should have a basis for that idea.
So I think it might be good to approach some controversial issues like that. And we talk about controversial stuff ourselves, and we don't have a dead set opinion or this is the right thing. We play with it.
Okay.
And I think in that exercise, it expands your consciousness about certain ideas, and it gives you different perspectives, and it helps to mature you sometimes.
Yeah. If you truly believe something is right, then arguing for it will make your position stronger. Like, you'll actually learn how to argue for your idea better, and see if there's any holes in it, which is great.
Yeah.
If you got a hole in your argument, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You got something to learn or change. So, yeah, I don't think we're aiming for that. I just wanted to address it now
Yeah.
to know how to kind of navigate those waters when we get to them.
Which is worth saying. We're not experts on anything. Don't listen to us about anything. This is just interesting for us.
Yeah.
And if anything grows from this, then wonderful. But
if not, we're all good
yeah, we're not advertising taking certain vitamins or this political opinion or that.
at the moment.
Yeah, until the sponsors come in. Would you take sponsors?
MeUndies.
MeUndies.
MeUndies for sure. What's it called? Manscaped.
Yeah, that's the big one at the moment. Raid Shadow Legends.
I don't see why not. Unless it's like a particularly bad product.
Yeah.
Like, why not be endorsed by some company? Would you?
I'd love to. I want to play with it.
Yeah.
I just want to see what it is. I don't really care about making money from that, or a sustainable income from that, because we do other things.
But the process of being contacted, seeing how the
see what
payment
it's like.
schemes work, yeah, for sure, that'd be so interesting.
We're involved in a few YouTube things, and one of the channels are getting close to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
I've been saying to John, I can't wait to get to 1,000, because I just want to see what the other side of that is. We'll probably never make money from that channel,
Yeah.
but I just want to see
What happens?
what happens. Play with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to see different members of the family.
Yeah, we're going to introduce everyone.
Yeah. And then in the future, it might be us doing a podcast. It might be one of us. It might be different people. We might have guests.
Yeah. It's
we'll just play
likely, I think it's likely to have a Whaley
Yeah.
in it.
The Whaley podcast. So.
Yeah, so we should probably have some continuity there.
Yeah.
One of us, maybe Sammy can.
But the form of it is still open.
Yeah.
Still change. We might change some of the set. Probably almost definitely change. Some of
Yeah,
the
we're
set.
talking about doing one in the kitchen. Maybe that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play with it and see where it goes.
Cool.
So let's introduce the rest of the
meet
family.
everyone else. Yeah.
Thanks, Jay.
Cool. Thanks.
I'm Bonnie. I'm married to Sean Whaley. And this is Sammy. I'm a mum to this boy. And I don't know what else to say about who I am. Like, how do you explain who you are? I'm not qualified. I don't have any job at the moment.
What do you do with your time?
I'm a full-time mum, so I'm mainly at home and looking after this little one. It's our first, so I'm learning everything for the first time, figuring out stuff that I had no idea about. There's things that I didn't even know were possible or that I needed to know. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and talking to different mums and people, and then getting that information and like testing it out on him, which has been fun actually, because some things work and then some things like really don't work. And also discovering who he is as well. And he's quite high maintenance little
Just like
fella. Reminds me of his dad and a little bit of me. His neediness is like me. He just always wants attention. But yeah, so that's basically I'm mum.
It's funny because when he's got attention from everyone, he's so happy. But when he doesn't get attention, he's like a little prince. He starts crying and complaining. And then all you have to do is give him attention and he calms down again.
Yeah, we'll put him in his jumper and then like have dinner or something. And then all you have to do is look at him and scream or shout and he'll be fine for like a minute. And then he demands, hey?
What happened with him when we got born, when he was born?
Oh yeah, so we had him during the COVID virus. So at the hospital there's like super strict restrictions. So Sean wasn't allowed in the delivery room. So basically I went in there. I was on my own with a few midwives that basically left me. And then I had no idea like what I was going to feel or do. So I think I was in there, what, was it like 8 hours?
Yeah.
Something like that. Having gas and freaking out and then telling myself it's all going to be all right. And then, Sean, you managed to get a phone. Or you arranged a phone. So Sean would call in every couple of hours to check how it's going. And then over the amount of time, every time you'd talk to me, I'd scream more and freak out more.
The whole family was outside the room going, oh no, what is she going through?
Yeah, I think you had me on speaker or something.
Which
I didn't know.
Whilst I had you on speaker, you were just screaming.
I had no idea.
But the whole pregnancy, I was saying to you, I'm not going to be there. I'm going on holiday. You're on your own.
Going to Thailand.
As a joke, I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to the pub. And it just so happened that I wasn't allowed in the delivery room. I wasn't allowed to do anything with you anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that helped you because
that
meant you were building this whole experience not based on me. So when you didn't have me, it wasn't a disappointment.
Yeah.
And to be fair to you, you did very well.
Yeah. I mean, you said the one night, you said that there's restrictions. The husband's not allowed in. So you just got to do it on your own. And in that moment, I had a freak out and I actually got angry at you because I thought, no, you can't leave me on my own. Like, no ways. And then you just said, no, you got to do this.
Got to get a grip.
So then I watched loads of videos.
So that motivated you to go and do some research?
Yeah. Because I thought, I don't want to be stuck in a room not knowing, like, what's going on and then having, like, freaking out. Cause,
I wouldn't have known what's going on. I still don't know how to do all this stuff.
But you just have no idea of what it's going to be. And then at one point they said, I'm going to have a cesarean. And so fortunately I watched all the videos of all the different scenarios that could happen. So when different things happened, I knew in my head, okay, that's happening. But I think if I didn't know that, I would have been an emotional wreck. Like, yeah. But I remember when I came out through the doors, I felt amazing. I had all this energy and I thought I could go home now. But because Sammy was a month early, he had to go into the ICU.
Yeah.
So that kept
us
back.
You could have gone home if he was normal.
Yeah, technically you can.
Yeah.
They wouldn't want you to, but I mean, how it happened was that we signed the waiver and
indemnity form.
We got him and me out. Hey, 2 days later.
Yeah.
which was good because you're missing him too much.
Well, I didn't get to meet him. The whole family got to see him for not even 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good to get him home.
Yeah, it was. So how have you found it being a dad?
It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of attention.
Yeah.
If I'm looking after him, there's no emails, there's no phone calls, there's no doing anything else. Hey.
There we go.
Hey. There's just attention.
Yeah.
So.
I think the other
but it's
day
fun.
you had him for 2 hours and you were trying to do emails.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
I changed his nappy. I couldn't even throw away the old nappy because I had to do that and do the next thing and next thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's taking a lot of attention. But you're doing well, Bunny. Got it all under control.
I think that's being full-time helps.
Yeah.
I think it'd be tough having to now go back to work.
Be
So
impossible.
I'm fortunate that I
Nice.
can be at home. Yeah.
What do you like doing? What do you enjoy?
What do I enjoy? I like music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like playing.
Listening to music?
I do, but haven't been listening to a lot. I like playing. I play the piano. Yes, I like playing and just creating things. It's funny, I was thinking about it just this week, how I think naturally I like structure and I like routine and like very much by the book. But I think then when it comes to music, I'm the complete opposite. I don't like when I did theory at school, I hated it. I hated learning and all the theory and having to memorize things.
Having to practice.
I hated it. Like I felt so forced and restricted. But I think now if I stuck with it, I would be in a better position. But we've been watching a few YouTubers who random people call up and then they play songs. I've enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And the other guy, I forgot his name, that genius muso.
Jacob Collier.
Yeah, Jacob Collier. Yeah, I've enjoyed watching him and like the different things that he creates, like all the different instruments that he plays, just the creativity of it. It's been fun.
Nice.
I think Sammy might be a muso because he likes music.
He just likes attention. So maybe he could be a muso.
Uncle Jaden plays to him. He likes that.
Hi guys, my name's Seamus, or James. I'm the second brother in the Whaley family. This is my beautiful wife Esther, and we have two.
Hello.
Oh, we have two sons, 6 and 4 years old, Judah and Isaac, and we've lived in Hong Kong for coming up to 11 years now.
Mm-hmm.
In August, and before that, with all the rest of the Whaleys grown up together. I am responsible for Sai Kung English, which is a learning center that it provides English lessons for local children speaking English as a foreign language. And Esther, what do you do?
I am primarily a stay-at-home mom, but I'm also working part-time, and
Light native.
I enjoy drawing and do a bit of singing at church now.
What's your
Some
Instagram
worship.
account for Light Native?
Light.native is my
Please
Instagram
check it out.
account.
Link in the description below.
No link. Yeah, so that's what I do.
Fantastic. So Esther, a few questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to be a Whaley?
That's a good question.
You are an outsider who's come into the inner circle.
It's been pretty intense, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, though. To be a Whaley, what does that mean?
Yeah. You got 3 Whaley brothers looking at you, so be careful
no
what
pressure.
you say.
It means learning to be a leader. It means, well, it's a big part of it, I would say. Not sure if I'm there yet, but being a part of a very strong team and learning to contribute even if you don't fully know what you're doing yet, but having an attitude of, I can.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing I've learned, and I'm still learning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
a big part. I think I can is a huge part of being a whaley. Just try and see, and not get like all caught up about whether it's perfect or whether it even works. It's just an attitude of a willingness to try and do.
Yeah. Our Whaleys, our families were very, very different.
Oh yeah,
We came from we thought we were exactly the same when we first got married, and over the years we realized we're so different.
Mm.
And it's very interesting watching someone adapting, learning a new culture, a family culture. And so raising 2 sons, you learn a lot about your own family and each other's families, and actually you try and make a new path for what your family is going to be. But
Mhm.
there's a lot of good things that we can take from each other's families.
Yeah, and learning to
Mm.
throw out the things that you don't need, but to embrace the things that you are. But yeah, to take the best of both worlds and to
Mm.
get rid of what's not useful, not helpful.
Mm.
And it's a process of learning to weed that out and figure
Mm.
out what that is
Mm.
and get secure in it.
Yeah, it's taken us a long time to get to this place, but it feels like this year everything is kicking off. Everything.
It's happening.
Everyone is flying, and I know over the world
The flu.
it's been a terrible thing, but for the Whaleys, it's been an amazing time. Things have been opening up opportunities left, right, and center, an inflow of revenue, and and really just fulfilling destiny.
Yep.
So at this time, it's awesome. Really
Lots
good.
of opportunities. It's good.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
How much more do we have to introduce ourselves?
So who are you?
I'm Keith Whaley, father of Sean, Seamus and Jaden, and father-in-law to Esther and Bonnie, and grandfather to Judah, Isaac and Sammy.
Very
So I have a
good.
place. I have a place in
So
the...
you still have a memory.
Yeah, I still have a memory. I'll tell you all their birthdays if you want. Nick?
And what do you do, Dad?
For income, I mostly do teaching, and then I just fix stuff and make sure everything works.
What's your title?
Janitor
Where's your office?
in the basement, a tiny little pokey office.
The little troll office under the stairs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And what do you enjoy doing?
Well, my hobby at the moment is wood turning, but I enjoy a whole pile of things: fixing stuff, learning stuff. I like physics, so I study all the latest physics just because it's interesting. Yeah, things like that.
Where were you born, or where did you grow up?
I was born in Nairobi, East Africa, and I grew up there and in England and in what was then Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. I did my growing up there, those places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm African, really, to British parents. Yeah.
How long you been in Hong Kong?
10 years. 10 wonderful years. I love Hong Kong. What's my aim? I remember asking an old man at once, what's your vision for this year? And he said to stay alive, but I think I got a bit more than that. Basically do what I'm doing, just do it better and new things. I've got a boat coming, so I'm going to learn sailing. I'm going to do a course on pleasure vessel, what do they call it? Pleasure vessel operator. It's a big exam, which I'm going to probably do next month or the month after, and do some...
Like an adult movie.
Yeah. It does a bit, yeah. I'll show you the certificate, yeah. Yeah, and then so I'm going to have a little boat, buy a little outboard motor and putter around, go fishing, go swimming, visit places. Do some of that in my free time, which I'm going to get more of soon. So it's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're just recording a little bit of everybody, so we got a little taster so people
Okay.
understand who we are. So who are you?
I'm many things. Do you want me to be philosophical?
No, just say your name.
I am Siobhan, the vicious. Are you recording? Oh,
So just say your name.
I'm Siobhan, and I am the youngest child of my family and a mother of 3 sons, beautiful sons. And I've been married for 40 years this year.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy, hey?
Wow.
40 years and I haven't killed him yet. And he hasn't killed me, which is even more amazing. And I live in Hong Kong with my whole family, and I have 3 grandsons. That's who I am. I'm one of the administrators for our business, and I run all the accounts. And I schedule for all the students that are coming in for one of the businesses. And I'm a nosy parker with the venue that we're in, and just make sure everything is up to speed as it should be, and say things when it isn't. And generally just try to serve people and look after everything.
What do you enjoy most?
My family is my passion. My grandchildren are my joy. I do little things on the side. I do crafting. I make cards, follow all the people in America. Another little world that is. But it's a nice escape, a nice little hobby to have. Gives me a little outlet of creativity. And currently trying to lose some weight. So for fat people, is that offensive? Because I'm a fat person. But yeah, I'm 60 years of age and trying to lose some weight with some exercise. And that's basically what I do. And I love my life. I love what I do. I love being where I am with the people that I'm with. Very happy.
Where did you grow up?
I was born in Zimbabwe, which in those days was called Rhodesia. And I lived there for 24 years. And then we immigrated to South Africa. I was married with 2 children, 2 sons. And then we were in South Africa for 17 years. And I had another son in that time, my 3rd. And then we moved to England for 12 years. And we were there for a long time. And all my children left home. They all left. And I had a few years just with my husband. And then, well, you came to Hong Kong and we all followed you. And so we've been here for 10 years. It's been probably the best years so far. Had a wonderful childhood, most incredible childhood. But I think this takes the cake. Yeah, started off well. I'm going to end it well. I hope there's lots of editing going to go on here.
Any questions, Jay?
What's the goal for the next 5 years?
To be here for 5 years. The goal. I have it in my heart to write a book about parenting. I really would like to do that. And it's a case of just finding the right time where I can get the headspace and the time to just process and be creative in my head. I don't have a lot of that, and I'm not complaining. Like I'm very happy with what I do. But that's something that it would be nice to start something within the next 5 years, and to lose some weight so I'm just healthier, so I can be here for at least the 5 years, or more, if not more. And I think that's all I've got on my plate at the moment. And maybe to start handing over some of my work to someone else.
We've got that as evidence.
Very good. Very good. No, that is it. Oh, I do have one goal that's I think is exciting, and I've had it for 10 years that I've been here, and I have not accomplished it yet. And that's to walk up the back of my house where I have a mountain. And I'm trying to coax my sister, who's 70, to come over to Hong Kong to walk up that mountain with me. So that's something that we want to do. That's a goal.
That's good. Great. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's it.
We done? And I thought I'd have a problem talking in a camera.
No one ever thought you'd have a problem talking about.